the Herd is coming up next right here on FS1. Doug Gottlieb is in for Colin today. Hey, Doug, what is on the show?
Good morning, Jenny. Well, we'll talk about tonight's game where we'll see Zion Williamson and the Duke Blue Devils play and why Zion might not even be the right pick at #1 overall in the NBA draft. I'll tell you why. Top of the hour.
Doug, thank you. Time for our final topic of the day. The Celtics have not looked like a championship contender this season. Right now, they're the 5 seed in the East and would open the playoffs at Indiana. Yesterday, Danny Ainge said, quote, "I don't believe that you can flip a switch." Shannon, what shot do you give the Celtics to win the East?
Right now, I believe they're the 4th best team in the Eastern Conference, Skip. I got Philly, Milwaukee, Toronto clearly better than them. And they better watch out with Indiana because they play defense. They play hard every single possession, every single night. And he's right. You can't just flip a switch and say everything's going to be okay. Yeah. But I thought they had fixed it, Skip. You remember they flew West Coast? Yeah. Oh, they had a long plane ride. I mean, they play cards. You know, they people on their iPads or internet would play a Fortnite. Yep. Do what they always done. But somehow this fixed it. Where they lost 3 or 4, I guess it wasn't fixed.
Guess not.
No, I'm concerned about them because Kyrie ain't got one foot out the door. Kyrie just forgot his hat. He better go inside and get his hat. He completely out the door.
I agree, which is why they got no shot this year in the East. All I know is right now they are 44-31, and that's with Kyrie for much of this year.
Right.
Last year, he was lost on March 11th, and at this point, 1 year ago, they were 52-33. So they were 8 games better 1 year ago, right?
Yes.
And that was with no Kyrie and obviously no Gordon Hayward. I don't like the chemistry. I don't like the vibe. I don't think his teammates like him because he continues to throw them under every bus they ride into every arena.
Right. And the thing is that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown has not shown the consistency that they showed down the stretch and in the playoffs because they're playing different. Kyrie has the ball, and those guys need the ball. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I can see an early exit for them.
All right. That is it for us. We'll be back Monday morning at 9:30 Eastern. Where does Ginobili rank all time?
He is easily all-time top 30. And in winning impact, I can make a very strong case he's all-time top 10 because there's never been anything in the NBA quite like Manu Ginobili. And I want to take this moment to say what people were tweeting with the hashtag last night, Gracias Manu. I stayed up, so did Ernestine, because she became a big Manu fan because of me, to watch the entire retirement ceremony. It didn't end until an hour and a half after the game, and I'd never seen anything quite like it because usually those take place pregame or at halftime, and they last for what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Because that's all you got.
Right.
And maybe that's all it deserved, except for this guy.
I liked it.
It went on and on and on, and I must admit, I got tears in my eyes because every spur of magnitude and note showed up. Duncan showed up, and he doesn't come out in public very much. Tony Parker was there. David Robinson's always there. But
with that Frederick Douglass haircut, he shouldn't come out.
You can make that case, but he did because he knows how much this guy meant. And the reason I stayed up is because I felt like I owed it to a guy who gave me so much joy watching him because every night I watched this guy, he did something I'd never seen before. And again, with Tim Duncan there and Tony Parker there, Greg Popovich made a statement right in front of them. They were 5 feet from him. And if we could hear what Greg Popovich concluded his remarks with, this was powerful.
The way the team was set up, we all needed each other. And without Manu, there were no championships. There were no championships.
He said that right in Tim Duncan's face. And Tim Duncan is known as obviously the greatest Spur.
Known as, he is.
But the driving force was Manu Ginobili. And Pop also made another strong statement that he's made before, but he said even though Manu wasn't quite as, he used the word quite as talented as Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, in winning drive, in intangibles, in competitive will, he said he was right there with Jordan and Kobe and Magic and Bird. And Greg Popovich doesn't make those statements loosely, recklessly. He meant it. And all I know is that of the 132 players in the history of the NBA who have played at least 1,000 games, Ginobili has the highest winning percentage of 72%. Name them all the greats. The guy who won the highest percentage of games over his whole span of his career, Manu, was 72%. He won a EuroLeague title before he even came to the States. He led Argentina to a gold medal in 2004. Well, you can make a case because that Argentine team beat our team 89-81, and our team had LeBron James and Allen Iverson and Dwayne Wade and Carmelo and Amari, and that guy Tim Duncan was on our side that day. And when the two teams played again in 08, Dwayne Wade was on that team, and they had some video from him last night, and he said he got a scouting report on Argentina. And he looked down on Ginobili's scouting report, and it said that Manu Ginobili was the second best two-guard in the National Basketball Association. This is an Olympic scouting report. And Dwayne said, I was hot. And then he said, I sat back and I thought, yeah, to Kobe, obviously.
Sure.
He said, yeah, he's right. That's right. And I got to push myself to show him that I'm better than he is. And Dwayne said that Manu pushed him as hard as anybody ever pushed him. And Popovich then made the point that the key to the championship run with Ginobili, they'd won one before him in that strike-shortened year in '99 with David Robinson and Tim Duncan. But the key was that Manu Ginobili had the humility to finally grudgingly agree with Popovich, you come off the bench, because if you come off the bench, we will devastate people in the middle of the first quarter when they're starting to get tired with you coming fresh.
Right.
And he said it was the essence of how they won 4 championships is that he did that. And now coming off the bench, quote unquote, he's going to be a slam dunk. I don't even know if they have first ballots, but you know, he is a shoe-in Hall of Fame.
Yeah, because they can start counting towards your Hall of Fame when you start dribbling the basketball. It's just not the NBA.
Okay.
You know that, Skip. It's international play.
So who brought the Euro step to America? That guy did, Manu Ginobili. That hammer pass that LeBron takes credit for, Ginobili invented it. It's the one where you throw it from corner to corner all the way up the baseline. Ginobili brought it here because, as Tim Duncan concluded his remarks, genius. He just turned to him and he said, genius. He was basketball genius. No one has ever played harder on a nightly basis, a dribble-to-dribble basis than Manu Ginobili. Nobody's played with more creative flair and fire than Manu Ginobili. And again, I just want to take this opportunity to thank him for the nights that he gave me where I just sat back and said, man, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean.
I have. Yeah. And not only is he not top 30, he's not top 50. Yeah. He's not a top 5 two-guard currently. Jordan, Kobe, D. Wade, James Harden, and Jerry West all going to go down better than Manu Ginobili. And if I was Tim Duncan, when Greg Popovich said, without Manu, this wouldn't happen, I'd have stood up and said, did you remember 99? Because it happened. And guess who was the Finals MVP? That would be me. That would be me, Pop, but you know what? This is Manu's time. I'm not going to show out because I'm here. You know, I don't normally come out and let y'all see me. I can see my duds. I got my jeans on. But, Skip, you need to stop this. I get it. He was a great cog, but this is all about Pop. This is all about Tim Duncan. He's not even the second greatest player on that team. I mean, the second greatest player in the Spurs organization. That would be one Admiral David Robinson. And is he better than Tony Parker? Okay, you want to say he's better than Tony? Tony did win a Finals MVP. Are we going to count that? That means something, right? What about old you know, the guy, this many, he wore this number jersey. 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, twice All-NBA player.
Quit on the Spurs.
No, Skip, this is not your turn. See, I told you. Can I get some water now? I'll let you drink from the fountain. I didn't interrupt you. I didn't shove you out the way. So can I have my drink at the water fountain?
Yeah, but I'm going to have one more drink.
Oh, okay, good.
After you.
You can have that. Yeah. So if I just do that right there, he's what, 5th? Now, I didn't even bring up Iceman. I didn't bring up George Gervin.
Loved him.
Oh, I ain't going to bring him up. But Skip,
he made me a Spurs fan.
We need to stop this. I get it. He won championship. But when I look at historically great players, they transcend systems. I look at Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan could have gone anywhere. He didn't need Pop to be Timmy Duncan. It definitely helps.